St. Basil the Great. St. Basil the Great, also known as Basil of Caesarea, was a prominent Christian theologian, ascetic, and bishop in the Eastern Orthodox Church. Born around the year 330 AD into a devout Christian family in Caesarea, modern-day Kayseri, Turkey, Basil played a crucial role in shaping the theological and monastic traditions of early Christianity. His life, marked by intellectual brilliance, pastoral leadership, and ascetic commitment, left an enduring impact on the development of Christian thought. Basil came from a distinguished Christian family with a strong faith tradition. His maternal grandmother, Macrina the Elder, and his parents, Basil the Elder and Amelia, were known for their piety and commitment to the Christian faith. Basil's family played a significant role in his spiritual formation, and he was profoundly influenced by the examples of holiness set by his relatives. Educationally, Basil received a classical education in Caesarea, which included studies in rhetoric, philosophy, and literature. His intellectual curiosity led him to Athens, a renowned center of learning in the ancient world. In Athens, Basil studied under the famous pagan philosopher Libanius, where he developed his skills in oratory and rhetoric. During this time, he also formed significant friendships with influential figures, including Gregory of Nazianzus, later known as Saint Gregory the Theologian, and Julian the Apostate, who would become the Roman emperor. While in Athens, Basil's encounter with Christian ascetics left a profound impact on him. This experience planted the seeds of his later commitment to monastic life and asceticism. After completing his studies in Athens, Basil returned to Caesarea, briefly worked as a teacher, and began to explore a life dedicated to prayer, contemplation, and ascetic practices. Basil's spiritual journey led him to embrace monasticism, and he founded a monastic community in Pontus. This monastic experience profoundly shaped Basil's understanding of Christian discipleship and informed his theological reflections on the nature of God and the Christian life. The monastic rule he developed, known as the Longer Rules or the Great Asceticon, emphasized a balanced and disciplined approach to monastic living, blending prayer, work, and communal life. Despite his initial inclination toward a contemplative life, Basil was eventually drawn into the ecclesiastical and theological conflicts of his time. Ordained as a presbyter, priest, in 365 AD, he became involved in theological debates surrounding the nature of the Holy Spirit and the divinity of Christ. These controversies, collectively known as the Arian controversies, were central to the early Church's efforts to articulate Orthodox Christian doctrine in response to various heresies. Basil's theological contributions were particularly significant in the formulation of the Nicene Creed, which affirmed the divinity of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. His strong defense of Nicene orthodoxy against Arianism and other heresies earned him the title the Great, and he became known as one of the Cappadocian Fathers, along with Gregory of Nazianzus and Gregory of Nyssa. In 370 AD, Basil was consecrated as the Bishop of Caesarea, a position he initially resisted but eventually accepted in response to the needs of the Church. As a bishop, Basil focused on pastoral care, social justice, and theological education. He implemented various reforms to address the moral and material needs of his diocese, emphasizing the Christian duty to care for the poor and marginalized. Basil's sermons and letters reveal a deep concern for social justice and a commitment to the Gospel's ethical teachings. One of Basil's most enduring legacies is his contributions to the development of Christian philanthropy. He established the Basileas, a complex of charitable institutions that included a hospital, a hospice, and a home for the poor. These initiatives aimed to provide comprehensive care for those in need, reflecting Basil's belief that Christians should be actively engaged in works of mercy and compassion. Basil's theological writings cover a wide range of topics, including the Trinity, the nature of God, and the moral life. His treatise on the Holy Spirit remains a key work in the field of pneumatology, examining the divinity and role of the Holy Spirit in the life of the Church. Additionally, his Hexameron explores the theological and spiritual significance of the 6 days of creation, offering reflections on the goodness of creation and the harmony between faith and reason. St. Basil the Great's impact extended beyond his lifetime, influencing subsequent generations of theologians and shaping the theological foundations of Eastern Christianity. His commitment to orthodoxy, pastoral care, and social justice made him a model bishop and a revered saint in both the Eastern Orthodox Church and the Catholic Church. His feast day is celebrated on January 1st in the Western Christian tradition and on January 1st or 2nd in the Eastern Orthodox tradition, depending on the liturgical calendar used. Basil's life and teachings continue to inspire Christians to integrate faith, intellectual inquiry, and compassionate service in their journey of discipleship.